I started buying stocks when I was 11. I've been reading every book in the library on it. Dad, it was his business, and I'd get to go down to his office and I'd read the books down there, and I saved the money, and finally, by the time I was 11, I could buy a stock, and I could tell you, I went to New York Stock Exchange when I was...
I mean, that's the real secret. You buy things, it sounds very simple, but it's very hard to do. When everybody hates it, you buy them. And then when everybody wants them, you sell it to them. And that's what we do.
That's what you need to do. Start small, but start early as you can. Then buy stocks in companies that aren't hot and trending yet, but will definitely serve a purpose in the future. Yes, this seems simple, but quite hard to do consistently. Hello, and welcome back to Conglomerge, where we bring you the best content around financial freedom. In today's video, we'll see why you should start investing now, even if you have low income.
I first started Millennial Money. And I make my usual wise-ass remark, only lazy people use their own money. And that's because I have spent much of my life raising capital. Today you have crowdfunding and all that stuff. But the reason I had to learn to raise money was because I had no money. And so if you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, in there, my rich dad always said, never say, I can't afford it. They said, lazy people always say, I can't afford it. I don't have the money. They have a poor mindset. So instead of figuring out how to raise money, it's just really easy to be a loser. And I call them losers. It pisses them off.
There was something almost magical about the idea that you could make money just by using your mind. There was only one problem. I had no idea what I was doing. I knew nothing about business or economics. I have no mathematical skills at all. If I'm lucky, I can count to about 8.
It's easy to find excuses. It's easy to be a loser. It's easy to say that I can't invest because I have a low income, but you gotta start somewhere. Invest what you have. Earn more to invest. Earn, save, invest. Then earn more, save even more, and invest. This simple thing will give you astounding results over time.
Because we all have the power, if we wanted to not be poor if we learned how to raise money. So I hear, and the reason I get upset, I still get hot like this. My poor dad, my PhD father, he always said to me, he says, I'd be a rich man if I didn't have you kids. And I said, well, Dad, it's not my fault you had kids. I just can't afford it because I have kids. And the more he said that, the angrier I got. So when I met my rich dad at age 9, he says, well, that's why your old man's poor. Because he's lazy. He thinks his PhD is going to carry him. He says, everybody can say, I don't have money, I can't afford it. He says, that's why he's poor. He's lazy.
It's not about skills, degrees, job, or even your math. Successful investments demand discipline, observation, and patience. It's hard to be disciplined when you're lazy, but your financial life punishes you brutally when you're being lazy with your money.
The greatest investors have taught me not only to invest better, but to think better, and possibly even to live better. What's the secret of investing? And he says, William, it's incredibly simple, and it all comes down to this. He says, figure out what a business is worth, and then buy it for much less. That's it. Over the years, I saw that many of the greatest investors have this ability to simplify the game of investing.
So the reason I say only lazy people use their own money is because it takes much more intelligence to raise capital. And so I've never been able, ever since my rich dad, since a little boy, my rich dad forbade me from ever saying, I can't afford it. He says, figure out how you can afford it. How can you do something? Figure out how you can do something.
Be affirmative, think, and figure out how you can squeeze the most amount out of capital. Then start by hunting out the companies that you think will perform the best in the future. Great attitude, excellent observations with patience will give you great returns even on your smallest investments.